All right, so the next thing on the agenda is adoption of the agenda. I'll just give safety briefing. Technical, you have the floor.
All right. Good evening, Chairman, Animo Timuli, NSC, the executive member of NSC Keja branch, all our elders in the house, our members, graduate members, and the corporate members, also the student member in the house. Standing on the well-established protocol, good evening to every one of us once again. We also welcome you to this meeting. As we all know that for each meeting, we also need to be safety conscious. As this is a virtual meeting, we want us to, at the same time, ensure we take our safety very, very serious. First of all, for people that are using earpiece or headset, I want you to actually take cognizance of that. If the headset is too loud, try to reduce the volume so that you will not have headache at the end of the meeting. And also try as much as possible to keep a bottle of water beside you. Should in case of any emergency, you have the water close to you. And at the same time, for people that might be on the way, maybe on their way back to their home, try as much as possible to find a safe place to stay so that to avoid any form of complications during the process. For people that are just joining, we employ you to, at the same time, try to mute yourself to avoid any kind of interruption during the meeting. At the same time, if you have any question, please you can use the emoji to raise your hands up. Today, I will talk briefly on these musculoskeletal injuries. And before, we all know that we all are engineers, and most of us are working in the offices, and some are working on the field. So I want us to take this very, very serious because it's accumulation of stress on our body that actually cause this kind of injury. So this injury does not occur in one day. It's accumulated kind of injury. So just a slide video for us to watch.
Dear esteemed elders, members, and guests, welcome. To Safety Moment, please pay attention to the following information.
There's a belief that we can be one person at work and another at home, but that's not the case. The bad habits you form, the physical damage you do, the way you work, follow you everywhere. The wrist pain, the broken leg, and the bad back, they all stay with you. Let's learn how to work safer and healthier.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much. Please, can we use our emoji to applaud our technical secretary? Thank you very much for that brief and insightful session and safety talk. The next thing on our agenda, GS or AGS, please, can somebody project? Can we project the agenda? So while that is being done, the next thing will be the adoption of the agenda. It's been circulated on our platform, and then I'll just give a minute.
My GS is not available. I'm not a host yet.
Sorry, say again.
I'm not a host yet, so I can't share the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will. I will quickly do that. Yes, so you can share now. Yes, Vice Chairman, you have your hand up.
Okay, good evening, my chairman. Good evening, past chairman, elders, and esteemed members of NSC Keja branch. I just want to actually draw attention. I guess one thing was missing out in the agenda, which is the 2026 Engineering Week exhibition and annual general meeting, which actually was discussed, but I don't know, maybe it was missing out in the course of typing. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, I didn't know I was muted. Can someone move the motion for the adoption of the agenda as corrected? Adoption of agenda as amended. We need to adopt the agenda. I can't see any hand up. Okay. Engineer Okereke Caleb and Engineer Yuario, FNS. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. It's been adopted. The chairman's opening remark. I welcome us to a new month of May, a month where all workers were celebrated as everyday champion on the first day of the month. And I also welcome us to a month where we have a lot lined up for us, and we'll be discussing that. And I'm also using the opportunity to say a big thank you for your continuous support. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all you do. We will continue to count on you to make our branch the branch to beat and make progress on our various activities. And on that note, I want to welcome us yet to another insightful May monthly general meeting. Thank you, and let's all prepare to have a very wonderful session. Reading and adoption of the minutes of meeting. So with that, I will give about 3 minutes because I know it was delayed in circulation. It's already on our various platforms. In case you don't have it yet, check either on the social or on the community. It's been circulated. AGS, you can please run us through, just scroll through the various pages of the minutes.
The agenda or the minutes, my chairman? You're talking about the agenda.
The minutes, yes, the minutes.
Let me share the minutes first.
Oh. All right, so whilst he's sharing the minutes, I want to especially recognize all our leaders that are on the call, starting with the fourth and the oldest living branch chairman, Engineer Francis Ogwamana, FNSA. You are very welcome, sir. Also on the call is the 12th branch chairman, Engineer Akintayo Akintola, FNSA. Earlier on, Engineer Christopher Yuario, we extend pleasantry. Thank you, sir. On the call also is a past Nimeki Lagos chapter chair, Engineer Daniel Tiamiu. The ESCOs on the call, the vice, the technical secretary, assistant general secretary, and every other ESCO on the call. Thank you very much for joining. Engineer Odusi, I cite you, in Nabola Luwaniyi. You are one of the early birds. Thank you. The regional coordinator for Kuren, Engineer Tomide Akinowu, who is also the chairman of the Innovation Committee. I cite you, sir. Engineer Senior Lariwaju. In fact, a whole lot, Engineer Moraki Adesulu, and everybody present. I use our leader, Engineer Francis Ogwamana, as a point of touch to all the past chairmen on the call, the Assistant General Secretary for the ESCO, and Engineer Peter Ogunbowale for all the young engineers. And to everyone on the call, I welcome us once again. Engineer McGregor, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your attendance. So I'll yield the floor to the Assistant General Secretary, who will be taking us through the minutes of meeting. From my end, I really can't see it very well. The sharing is not full. All right, that's fine. So yes. So that's page 1. Please, you have the floor, AGS.
Good evening, my chairman, our distinguished elders, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Ikeja branch, corporate members, glory members, and everybody who has joined this meeting this evening. I'm standing in for my GS, who is unavailable absence. He may still likely to join us because he was being caught up by an emergency and he's trying to resolve that one. So the minute of the day, as shared by the secretary on our various platforms, as shown, we have had the safety briefing. So we have been able to adopt the agenda of the minute as amended, the agenda of today's meeting as amended. So we have the opening remark. Reading and adoption of meetings has just been done. Matter arising and committee update report, training of application of InfraConnect. Apologies, I'm checking it through my phone, so that's why I didn't have the full page at once. Being shared. So after that one, we have the second page, which is about the update on the report. Then we have finally engineering week. Having gone through all the training that we had and that we are still having, power system training, business luncheon is going to come up. Welfare and Sports Committee will have brief from various chairmen of this committee. Then we have the engineering week as the final one, which of course my vice chairman had already talked about it, which I believe when the time comes, we will still talk about it. That's all for now, my chairman.
No, I think there are other pages in the minutes.
I'm checking through, my chairman. I'm currently still on site, so I cannot access my system. I'm checking through the phone. Before I'm opening now.
All right. You can stop
So,
sharing. Let me
okay,
share
we have
for you.
yes, we have issue of the day.
Okay.
Issue of the day.
Right.
Engineering, innovation, and enhance the national security and sustainable development for International Engineering Conference that will be coming up in Maiduguri this November. So we are all urged to start registering now, as we have done in the last AGM. Also, we have the ongoing secretariat renovation. We have innovation workshop that we are still sourcing for sponsorship that can partner with us to equip the workshop. We had this technical session, and from there we move to the finance. As you can see in our two operational accounts, we have the Access Bank and the First Bank. Then we have the big any other business AOB, new members announcement, Engineer of the Week award and punctuality reward, birthday celebration, adjournment, and closing prayer. That's all for now, my chairman.
All right. Thank you very much. That's the minutes of meeting as prepared. Any comment, observation? Please, you can use the raise hand feature button for your comment before we call for the adoption of the minutes. Comments, observation. Any comments? I'll just give a minute more before calling for the adoption of the minutes. By 5:05, I'll call for the adoption of the minutes. As the technical secretary, you have your hand up.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think last meeting we also talked about the induction as coming in. I have not seen it captured. Thank you. That's my solution.
All right. All right. Thank you. You can lower your hand. Any other observation? All right. In the absence of none, can someone move the motion for the adoption of the minutes as amended? Especially those that were present during the meeting. Adoption of minutes of meeting. Please, can someone move the motion for the adoption of the minutes of meeting? Engineer Bola Oluwani, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah, thank you, my chairman. Good evening, distinguished engineers, most especially our elders and the young ones. In the absence of no correction or addition to the minute of last meeting, I, Engineer Femi Bola Oluwaniyi, hereby move the motion for the adoption of the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A seconder, Engineer Okereke Caleb Ikemefula, seconded. Thank you. All right. Matter arising, the secretariat updates. We want to call on the I see the general secretary logged in. Or the AGS, please, you can take the updates on the secretariat activities.
Yes, my chairman. The secretariat updates. I'm going to share the activity for the month of March, month of April.
April.
Yes, I will share with you right now, the chairman. It didn't.
So while they are sharing, we can just be running us through the activity. AGS, should I move to the next activity whilst you get that sorted? All right. So when it's set, we'll come back to the secretariat update. I'll be moving on to the next activity, which is the committee updates. So I'll start with the training and facilitation committee to give an update of their ongoing program and the upcoming programs. Engineer Yusuf Abdurazak or Engineer Kunle Kolawole. Engineer Yusuf Abdrazak or Engineer Kunle Kolawole, we are on the call. Please give us an update on the committee activities. All right. I'll move on to the RPJ committee. Engineer Peter Ogunbowale, you have the floor. Please unmute and give us the committee updates.
Good afternoon, my wonderful chairman. Please, I would like to share my screen. The Zoom call is disabled. I can't share my screen now.
1 minute. You can please go ahead.
Good evening, once again, my wonderful chairman. Thank you for the opportunity to do this on this call. Please permit me to stand on the already well-established protocol because of time. I'll be sharing with us some comprehensive account of RPJ activities, reforms, programs, and measurable outcome that has been achieved to date under the current leadership. I will not be able to continue from where I stopped last week because of time. I need to do something very important today. That's to bring us through to the NIBAMS program, the NIBAMS mentorship program. All right, so we've revived the NSC Ikeja branch at the Gunariwa mentorship scheme. After a long inactivity, we've fully restructured the program into a 6-month structured program that now runs. The first cohort runs to activity for the program. We've also introduced monthly capacity building master classes and site discussion. All the participants as well in the program. This is a fully holistic 6 months, and we have a fully holistic 6 month structured curriculum that now runs in the program. Please, sorry, I think my system is misbehaving. Yeah.
Should we give you a bit of time so that we can?
All right. I think it has responded now. All right. So program structure was developed based on identified gaps from the 2022 mentorship scheme, which was the inaugural mentorship scheme for the NIBAMS. We had to push call across to the participant of that cohort in 2022 to find out what the pain was and how was it and what was the challenge with the program at that time. So the feedback actually helped us to improve on what was done in 2022. So this current curriculum was based on the observed weaknesses and failure in informal mentorship model. We've defined both mentors and mentee roles, so there's clear expectation as to what is expected from both the mentors and the mentees in the program. We've also let them know the expectation as well, what is it that we've expected from them. Then we've ensured that there is a lot of documentation and reporting frameworks. There's a lot of accountability mechanism as well, and we'll measure the people's performance in the program. This has helped us to move the NIBAMS program from an informal mentorship idea to a structured, measurable, accountable, and auditable mentorship program. So we are always audit ready, and this was the launch of that
Hello.
cohort. This is the NIBAMS 2025 calendar that we developed. So we are not just running a program, haphazardly. There's a structure from the beginning, and we have kept to the structure till date. So this is just some of the things we've outlined in the calendar of the program. And this is the curriculum. that we run for our monthly capacity building. Like you can see, we have stick to what we set from the beginning of the program as well. So May 16, we'll be having our last capacity building section on business ethics, on business entrepreneurship and ethics in engineering. And those are the speakers that will be taking it. We've also ensured that, like I mentioned at the beginning, there is uniform branding. So for our participants on the call, we ensure that they have virtual zoo background so they can be identified with the program. In terms of scale, we have 34 mentors enrolled from the program, but we have 27 who will be graduating from the program. At the initial stages, though, we have 85 mentees who were enrolled for the program, but 67 will be completing the program. In terms of documentation, we've produced handbooks now for the program. There was already a logbook that was launched before now, so we just give that to both the mentors and the mentee to use as guide, and for the mentees as well to document their activity in the logbook. So we now have a memorandum of understanding signed at the beginning of the program. We have program onboarding pack for all the participants who joined the program. So they have everything to work with. We have escalation framework as well, just in case the mentee are having any challenge. On the mentor, there's the way you escalate to us, and we're doing all of that. In terms of matching criteria and methodology, I will explain that further in the call. Then we have performance report now. So performance report is to measure their performance in the program. We evaluate, their activity, and then at the end of the day, every month release a performance report for both the mentee and the mentor. Then we have monthly engagement form that they fill to document their activities. Though this document now are now institutional assets that can be replicated for the next course. I know we don't have so much time. Let me quickly run towards the end. So this is the badge that we use for both the mentors and the mentees. They have their badge. And then we have documentation as well for online posting, LinkedIn, and all of that. But because of time, I know I don't have. And these are just selected flyers of all our monthly capacity building sections. So we also have recognition system for the outstanding mentors and mentees of the month. We do recognize them on our monthly capacity building masterclass. During any of the section, we recognize them. So we have top 3 mentors. Like you can see, they have a score. So we've measured, just like you do in an university system, at the end of the semester, you go check your results. So we do that as well for the program. So both the mentor and the mentee, we evaluate their performance, and then we rank them as well. So we have top 3 mentors and top 3 mentees as well. So this is one of the, then apart from recognizing them during the section, we also put them on our bulletin to celebrate excellence and to encourage other participants of the program. Sorry, I'll not be able to take us through all the details because of time. So this is the orientation that we did for the mentorship program at November 22, 2025. This was the orientation. It's just a screenshot of what we did. Okay, so like I said, we've introduced site excursion for the program as well. So there is an industrial excursion for the participant of the program, for them to go to the industry and get familiarized with what the industry does. So we have other organizations that we've also reached out to that we are hoping to hear from them very soon. The idea of that is to bridge theory and real-world engineering practice and to expose the mentees to the industry. So we are now rounding up with graduation and impact documentation framework. So the reason we are doing this is for formal graduation ceremony, certification, to properly close out the program in a formal way. There'll be graduation ceremony for both the mentors and the mentee. Certification system, we have certificate for all the participants of the program, and the recognition framework. So there's award and recognition system where we give awards to the outstanding mentors and mentees of the program, the most consistent leadership. What kind of categories of our ambassador award that will be recognizing on May 30th, and that's part of the recognition framework. Then there will be media and documentation plan as well. The videos for testimonial videos for all the participants of the program are currently being collated. That's to ensure that we document all of this. And at the end of the day as well, we also have the one we are going to be documenting in the brochure, so as to use it to publicize the program. So this will help in terms of then so we have our program book here that is we are currently putting it together for the May 30th. We are currently gathering the data of all the participants in the program. Like I said, there's testimonial video and there is the one that is written that will be in the book here as well. So this ensures that the program is closed out meaningfully, and then it makes impact visible and reportable. So it helps us to sell the program to organizations to be able to key into it for the next cohort. At least if you have a documentation framework where they can go through and see what the program is all about, it's easier to sell the programs to them, and they can partner, with what we are doing. And this will also help create institutional memory for future cohorts. Then it will give visibility for the branch. So this is the overall mentorship impact. What the program has done to all the participants. It has improved career clarity for them. It has increased discipline and accountability. For some of them that they don't understand what it means to be submitted to someone. Please, can you help me to your mic? Okay, thank you.
Yes, we've listened.
This enable knowledge transfer as well from the industry leaders among us to the young engineers. It has strengthened professional contribution and also strengthened the mentor-mentee relationship. At least the young engineers can look up to people who has been there before them, who can show them the way, put them through the path, and ensure that their mistakes are minimal. And then in terms of job placements, some of the mentees in the program, they've gotten job offers. That's one of the benefits of being part of this program. And we've also gotten referrals opportunity as well for some of the mentees in the program as well. And this has also increased member engagement and attendance. We've had a lot of people join the branch through this mentorship scheme. It has strengthened membership pipeline towards corporate status. One of them now, they are now taking NSC very seriously. They didn't know these are some of the things they gain, in NSC because of what we are doing. They've been serious and they are active now and participating in NSC activity. This has also enhanced NSC Ikeja branch credibility. It has encouraged NSC participation, like I mentioned before, and also help promote employability awareness. So this is the final stage.
Okay. I believe this is the last slide, right?
Yes, this is the final stage. So we are inviting everybody to come and celebrate with the graduating students. There is food, so don't worry, we'll take care of you. We have special section with NGC. They are from the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. They are coming to speak to people who have intention of jackpiring from the country. And apart from that, also they are going to be sharing with you both local and international opportunities, that you can key into and then jobs opportunities as well, for those that are still trying to find their fits. And there is so much that will be happening that day. So you are all invited to come and join us and celebrate with the graduating students. And please, we are also calling for support and sponsorship. And please, we'd like you to support. There's a lot we still need money for. So like I mentioned, there's financial contribution. If you want to send us money, we have the account details projected. You can also sponsor some specific part of the program, like our awards. If you want to pay for all the awards that we're going to be giving, that is fine. We are going to be bringing newspaper and TV. If you want to pay for that, as well, you can sponsor Mentee 50K, just 50K. We want to thank you for supporting the growth and development of young engineers. Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Engineer Mbowale. That is well taken and does not need any recap. In case you want to support the branch First Bank account, and you can just use NIBANS as the narrative, it will get to the graduating mentees. Thank you very much. And to all the mentors on the call, thank you for your dedication. It has really paid off, and this is something we're really proud of, to have been able to reactivate. Thank you. I'll go back to Secretariat. Secretariat, are you ready?
Yes, my chairman. Let me just run through. Let me run through now, my chairman. The kind of file that is this, I couldn't attach it I couldn't share it. Except if I
can go
send it
ahead.
to you, you can help me to share it from the
No,
PC.
just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, all once again. My elders, distinguished fellow, corporate members, and the entire members of the Ikeja branch of Nigerian Science of Engineer. I'm Engineer Ademola Tijani, FNSC, Assistant General Secretary, standing in for the Secretary. So for the Secretariat update for the month of April, excuse me, we kickstart the activity of the month with the RPJD monthly capacity building session. Of course, the coordinator has already dealt with that one. So after which we go for technical report writing organized by the IEFON in conjunction with for the members of the intending members, corporate members of the site, intending corporate members of the branch who are going to have their induction semester. So after which we go to another technical session. This time around for the technical webinar that came up in the month of April, life extension of structures. This was handled by the technical secretary in conjunction with the branch. After which we celebrated our women in the industry, the women in engineering on the International Days of Women in Industry on April 21st. For social event activity, we sympathized with the family of Engineer Conley, who had the burial of their patriarch in the month, during the month in Ile-Ife. Also, we share with our indefatigable past chairman, Erelu of our branch, Engineer Mrs. Margaret Ogutala, who had her birthday during the month. Congratulations, ma. Also, we have birthday for the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ali Mashau Rabiu. He equally had his birthday during the month. Also, we partly hosted the president of the Society of Nigerian Society of Engineers when he was coming down to Lagos for the investiture of the Nigerian Institution of Structural Engineers, who were the one who hosted him. We met the chairman and some other members accosted him, and they accompanied him down to the occasion at Museum Center for the investiture of the chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Structural Engineers, nice trustee. Also, within the month, we have our weekly activity radio program in Joda FM. We had the one in the April 1st. The guest was Engineer Chinyere Nnenna Ugwebe, the president of the Association of Professional Women in Engineering, AFWEN. He had the one we had in the first week. Also, we had Iyola Olaoye, the chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers Lagos chapter, at the second week. Also, on the third week, we have our 10th chairman of the branch, Engineer Charles Akintola. He had the third week. And finally, we had Engineer Urola Atinuke Olabi, Vice President, Nigerian Institution of Electrical Electronics, who had the last session of the radio program, weekly radio program, Engineering the Ease of Doing Business. That is all we had for the month of April, my channel on Secretariat Update.
Thank you very much. I think that's about most of the activities that we had in the month of April. Please, you can still share the agenda. So I will come back to the training and the facilitation committee. I don't know if the chairman is on. Engineer Akunle Kolawole. Okay, so the Infra Connect training was mentioned briefly. Then we are also planning to have the training of MIDAS. We'll have seen it on the platform. So it's basically for civil engineers. It's going to cover building design, building bridge and geotechnical engineering design. So please, civil engineers and structural engineers in the house, as well as bridge specialists, take good advantage of that training. It's free and it's hybrid. So irrespective of your location, you can benefit from it. Either you come physically to the branch to participate, or you come you join online. So it's starting on Monday, and it will be virtual on Monday. On Tuesday, it will be physical. On Wednesday, it's virtual. And on Thursday and Friday, it's going to be physical in the secretariat training room. So please register your interest in the form being circulated. So that's on the training and the facilitation committee. Innovation Week, Engineer Tomide Akinowo. I don't know if you have anything to tell us on the Innovation Week. Engineer Tomide Akinowo, I see him on the call earlier.
Yeah, my chairman.
All
Good
right.
afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, from my end, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, my chairman. For the Innovation Week, we plan to have our meeting to yesterday. Unfortunately, we couldn't have that meeting because we did not form a quorum. So, but we have been working, I've been working to ensure that we reach out to some organization for support. And 3 of them have supported us. Frosh Tech Academy supported us with 50,000. Today's Technology supported us with 100,000. And then another one today, maybe yesterday, supported us with another 100,000 naira. So that is where we are now. I want to appeal to the members of the committee that anytime when next we fix meeting, we should all try to join. Though the person that was to give us the Zoom link couldn't do that. So that might have been part of the reason why we couldn't meet. I also want to appeal to all members that we need companies that can support the program. So both individual or company that can support the program. So I'm appealing that we should kindly help to get more sponsor. The program is coming up in June and is very, very close. So I want to plead with us, the chairman and the members, that we should please team up with us to ensure that the program, to ensure a huge success of the program. Thank you very much. Hello, my chairman.
I can hear you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. You have your hand up, sir, Engineer Francis Ogam on FNS. You can unmute and speak, sir. You can unmute and speak, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, the chairman of the Innovation Committee. I'm really worried about the pace of this Innovation Week, and I'm afraid whether it will actually take place. The chairman of the committee has told us that the program is going to take place in June. This is May already. I can also remember that this is about the 7th edition of this program. So there must have been a template for all the years that this program is being run. First of all, up till now, I'm yet to see a flyer on this Innovation Week, right? I'm yet to see a program that says, okay, we're going to, program starting from March. This is what we are going to do in March. This is what we are going to do in April. This is what we are going to do in May. This is what we are going to do in June. And so it's like the whole thing doesn't seem to be working the way it has been working previously. I don't know what magic, I'm sorry to say, that we're going to perform, because it's not just enough asking people to pay money. You are looking for sponsors and all that. Years past, we used to get, by now, we should have been talking of who the participants will be. We should have been talking about who will be the chief guest of honor. We should have been talking about a whole lot of things, but they are not in place. And we have about a month to go to this program. Well, I don't know how it's going to happen. Mr. Chairman, you were sometime a chairman of the Innovation Committee, and I think the current chairman is not reaching out to past members of the committee, because if he did, he wouldn't be in this quagmire that that people should now at this point cooperate. You want to have meeting. I don't know how many meetings have been held so far, because most times they call me for meeting and I told them I'm not a member of the committee. And then you fix a meeting for 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock for an old man to stay awake to attend meetings. So I don't know, Mr. Chairman, you have to intervene in this matter if we really want to do this program this week, this year. The whole thing is not encouraging so far. I mean, the planning is not encouraging. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I will also...
My chairman, can I quickly respond?
Sir, I will come after you then.
Yeah, distinguished elder. This is the first time I'm chairing a committee, and I try to reach out to every member of the committee. Even the past chairman of that committee have reached out to him for his support and everything. It's just because people seems to be very, very busy. Within myself, I've written to several companies. I was relying on Engineer Al-Amin. He has been there. He has the full knowledge of what we need to do. So I came in on board, and within me, I'm just doing my own and running within the space I could have run. So any suggestion or anything that I need to do or that we need to do that we move this program forward, I'm open to it. I met with Engineer Adeyeye last week. I still discussed this issue with him. I met with the past chairman. I discussed with him. I'm open to everything that we move the program forward. They did not give me the past report of the program. I don't have anything about the program. Mine was that I was just busy trying to run around to look for sponsorship. So, sir, if there is anything we need to do, sir, let us, you can, as our elder, you can call us to order or tell us so that we begin to work towards that direction. I'm coming on board for the first time. If it has to do with ERM now, engineering regulation, I know what to do. I've been in regulation. So if it happens to do with maybe welfare or whatever or any other thing, I know. But for a program, this is the first time. And it was the last minute, whatever, that the chairman called me, and I have to join. So we are working, sir. And I want to appeal that all hands Though we may be working behind time, but it's not, I don't believe it's too late. So I appeal for all hands to be on deck to support us to make it a huge success. Thank you, sir. So my chairman, you have the floor.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I think this committee was formed in November 23rd, 2025. That was when this innovation committee was formed to ensure that we actually start on time. And then just the way Engineer Akinowo has said, I reached out to the past chairman of this innovation committee. He said he's not available. And obviously the other previous past chairman, who is the current vice chairman, cannot be the chairman. So we've been proactive about it actually, but everybody seems busy. And when I approach him that I want him to support us in organizing this, he graciously accepted that he would support us in organizing it. And we've been working behind the scene before. I mean, he's doing what he can. We've written to the ministry. It's the ministry that will advise us on the dates and the selected school. We've done that. We've been writing for sponsorship. We've written to organization. We've also thought that there is a need for the students to go for industry experience. So we've been doing all of that. We are not just starting stuff, but typically fundraising is not for the faint at heart, and we're trying all we can. So that's where we are. I mean, it's not unexpected. We had similar experience last year because fundraising is always a challenge to cross. So we're on it. I'm also checking again. I think the reports, there was no report last year, but everything that was done last year, in terms of the flyer and a few breakdowns were also posted. So that's where we are, and we try to just encourage the few handers that are putting themselves forward to supporting the organization of the program. But we're optimistic that once we get a feedback from ministry, which is from the education districts, which is dependent on school calendar, we'll be able to move forward. I think the letter has gone since last month, but no response has come from the education district. That's one of the challenges. Then we also plan to bring the corpers for the Francis Oguamana Innovative Fair. We've been engaging the corper. We've been going to talk to them, and they are looking forward to us bringing them to the branch to come and partake in it. But all of this need funding. So we've been acting on it, sir. I hope that answers the query. Okay, I will call on the vice chairman to give an update on the engineering week, which was mentioned that was omitted in the agenda. Vice chairman, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, my chairman, and good evening, past chairmen, elders, and esteemed members of the committee. My chairman, permit me to quickly say this before I report the engineering week, because I was raising my hand based on the innovation week. I don't know if I can actually just chip in one or two things quickly.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to appreciate the comment from our leader and our past chairman, Engineer Francis Oguamana FNSC. The reason why I raised my hand is because I look at it objectively, and I want to just give this comment that when the committee started work, the committee headed by Engineer Tomide Akinowo, we have other members of the committee who have been part of it, so they started well. But as it is, what I will do from my own end, because I've heard this committee in the past, I will support Engineer Tomide in ensuring, because we have just like 1 month, and there are a lot from my own experience. as the past chairman of that committee, a lot of things ought to be done. The fact remains that he's just handling this for the first time, especially this committee. So he needs also to be guided. I will also try as much as possible to create the time for that committee, notwithstanding other committees that I also rally around about. So thank you very much. I will call him after this meeting and then we'll discuss and then move forward from that. Having said that, the 2026 Engineering Week Innovation and Annual General Meeting, we've had, this was constituted a few months ago, and we've had a series of meetings, and I'm glad to report that the Engineering Week will commence by our plan in August from 17th to 21st of August. In our planning strategy, we look at those things that we need to actually put in place. We know, of course, there is a press conference on Monday with planning of a colloquium on Tuesday. I've reached out to Engineer Ademola Ezekoloro from FNSC, the past president, on this. We are planning of having a technical visit on Wednesday. And of course, on Thursday, which is we're having elders and fellows forum, which will also be the same day that YEFON will be having their forum and spouses forum. So we have segmented classes where everybody will be engaged differently. And in the evening, we're going to have our annual general meeting, and we'll wrap it up on Friday with our usual award night and dinner and award night. We went to the drawing board and we look with the current realities in the market. If you're looking at a week-long program, which will encompass so many activities, we're looking at 16 million naira, 16.075 million to be precise. 16 million naira, which is a lot of money, and we'll look at it from the perspective of how do we actually raise this fund, because without the funding, it's going to be difficult for us to execute the project. Now, we have started with the issue of writing letters which will be distributed to 2 categories of letters, to organizations and then to individuals. So I want to use the opportunity to also appeal to every member. Our elders, our members, would certainly reach out to you. The reason why we pause for a while is because of so many activities on ground. We have graduation of NIBAMs and all others, business luncheon and the like. So any man from now will begin to reach out to us. Please, don't be tired of us. This is our program. This is a program that concerns every member of NSC Ikeja branch. So we'll be glad you support. We also have opportunities to also exhibit your program, exhibit your whatever thing that you do in our stand, and also make some publication. So that as it were, I want to quickly also wrap up with the fact that the planning is ongoing and it has not ended. We're still going to have a series of meetings. We're having one on Saturday, which we also will be able to identify. We have prepared a banner, but the reason why I have to post it, I want us to have reported today before we begin to share the banner. So, from now, we'll begin to share the banner out. It is August 17th to 21st, and I want us to mark our calendar and be prepared, be part and parcel of this engineering week. Thank you very much, my chairman.
All right, thank you very much, Vice Chair. That is the update on the engineering week. I will want to call Engineer Ajanaku. I want to call on Engineer Ajanaku to give us updates on the business luncheon. Engineer Ajanaku. Engineer Babajide Ajanaku.
Thank you, my infatigable chairman. Good afternoon, my chairman, distinguished elders and members of NSC Ikeja branch, the branch to beat. With respect to the upcoming annual business luncheon, as reported at the last MGM, that the event will be holding this month by the grace of God. The event is holding on the 20th of May this month, as reported at the last MGM. And the venue of the event is taking place at Radisson Blu in Ikeja here. As rightly mentioned at the last meeting, the venue has been secured. And you know that the last meeting we were talking about fund, to properly secure the venue. But we've been able to make some commitments as at now. And we believe God. We're still trying, we're still striving. We believe God that before the D-Day, at least all the I's will have been dotted and all the T will have been crossed. So we are not resting on our horse. We are trying as much as possible to ensure that the program is a success, and we enjoin each and every one to please support us. We're still looking for funds, to still cover up some area. But as at today that we're talking, the venue has been secured and a considerable commitment has been made to that effect. We've reached out to our panelists, and the guest speaker and the keynote speaker also has been reached out to, and they gave us their awards, with respect to that day. As we all know, and as you can see in the flyer that we've posted, the chairman of the occasion is our noble national president, and we believe God that he will be available, and if not, we know that he will definitely get us a representative for that day. So, and as we also rightly informed on that day, that the topic that will be treated will be revolving around, the built environment, which is a subject of discussion, especially for a time like this. And we've reached out to people that will do justice. We've reached out to people that will do justice to it for us on that day. And I think that is all I have for now. If there's anything, my chairman will help us further. But that is what I have for now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
for the time.
thank you. Yes, maybe the last thing to add is other details that will come with the flyer, so that we get to know the panelists and the guest speaker. The guest speaker for the day is Engineer Aminu, is a vice president in Lagos Chamber of Commerce, and we have panelists and keynote speaker. So we'll share the details of all of those. Thank you. And I think there's one other committee next. Okay, I think that's about the committee reports. For the issues of the day, agenda 9.0, the international conference, that is taking place in Maiduguri, and we'll just continue to create the awareness. The flyer has been circulated, and then we can start making plans pending when the branch will also firm up on the Ikeja house and other logistics that will also align with the national planning, with the plans by national, either for flights, for conference, hotel, and all of that. So as we get the updates from national, we equally also circulate to members. Going to 9.2, the ongoing secretariat innovation. So in January, we unveiled the first phase of the secretariat innovation, and we had the workshop. So last month, the EXCO met again and decided on what the next phase of the innovation will be. So currently, we're renovating the hall, changing the floor tiles, fixing the bathrooms, and everything that we enjoy the branch into our heart as a place to rally around and also give us a professional look. Deep appreciation to our leaders, both those that are dead and alive. We say a very big thank you for laying a very good foundation for us, and then also the opportunity to serve, to also make a change. So all things being equal, by the time we are meeting physically again, we'll be meeting in the hall and we'll be having a new look of the hall. So that's that on the secretariat innovation. Other small work are also going on. Maybe fixing plumbing work and small other things, but that's the major work we're currently doing. All right, so we'll move to the technical session. Before I move to that, let me be sure that there is so no comments to be attended to. We'll move to the technical session. So I'll be using the floor to the
Sorry, my chairman, please.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to come in because I could not really raise up my hand from here.
Okay.
Good evening, all. Good evening, everybody. Let me comment. My name is J.M. Oshuolale.
Good evening.
Let me commend the efforts of the ESCO and all of us that are collaborating with the executive to make sure the branch is working. Based on past comments, the chairman did say that the report of the Innovation Week for last year was not ready and is still not ready. That shows in the last 1 year, the report had not been ready and the report remains unready. This is not good enough, Mr. Chairman. Whatever it will take us, this meeting has to mandate whoever is the chairman and members of that committee to prepare a report. And indeed, all committees that had activities in the last 1 year. Because it's such a report that you take to people when you are requesting for money in the current year. It is important we have our reports, most especially the financial reports. I don't understand why the reports are not ready, except the chairman or whoever is a member of that. I know it is not only the Innovation Committee's report that is not ready. There are several reports that are not ready. I think it is important we have reports. It is important, most especially when we collect money from people. Finance is key to whatever thing that we do. And when we are not accountable, it will be pretty difficult for us to collect more money from people. Engineer Akinowo, Tomida Akinowo said, he's been able to get only three people supporting the Innovation Week. I want to assume the fact that the report of last year is not ready is what is causing this. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to suggest that this meeting should mandate the Innovation Week committee for last year, and indeed all committees whose reports are not ready, to submit their report in the next 2 weeks. And in the light of this, Mr. Chairman, I, J.M. Oshuolale, hereby move a motion, if you so permit, that we mandate all committees for the past 1 year to submit their reports in the next 2 weeks. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me get a second motion for that. Please, I need comments on that request. I know the vice chairman has been circulating the notice for committees to submit their reports. Engineer Adegboyega Adeleye, FNS, you have the floor.
Thank you, my chairman. I think it is customary that maybe within 4 weeks, each committee submit their report. So, in that spirit, I will second the Engineer Sholali's motion that let's give them in the next 2 weeks, let all committees submit their report for accountability. And of course, all those reports will also help us in our good dynamics. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So that's well taken. And in 2 weeks' time, the secretariat, the General Secretary and Assistant General Secretary, please take that as an action point. Write all the committees to submit their reports in the next 2 weeks. All right, thank you, sir.
Noted, my chairman. Noted, my chairman.
All right. Yes. Any other comments? All right. So we'll move to the technical session, and I'll be yielding the floor to the technical secretary to anchor this session. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, my chairman, General Multimedia FNSC, the executive member of the NSC Ikeja branch, all our fellows, our elders. I want to sincerely welcome all of us to the technical section, and I will be permit me to share my screen so that I can introduce our guest speaker for today. And we'll be talking about the fundamentals of lighting and surge risk mitigations in engineering system. So while I introduce our guest speaker for today, person of Ms. Chika Onyega, Business Development Manager, DEN Africa. Ms. Chika is a Business Development Manager with DEN Africa, a world-leading manufacturing of lighting and surge protection, as well as earthing and safety equipment. She's a graduate of University of Port Harcourt, where she obtained a Bachelor BA in Linguistics and Communication Studies. She is an avid reader, a researcher, and a strategic leader both in Nigeria and West Africa. Please make a welcome Ms. Chika Onyega for today's technical section. Thank you very much. Ms. Chika, you can take the floor now.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kimbubuye. Good evening, everybody. I want to say a very big thank you to the chairman, to everybody on this floor for the opportunity to speak today. It's an honor to actually be in today. I know I have 15 minutes to go through my session, so I'll quickly just, okay, so I say I cannot share my screen. Can I please be given the opportunity to share my screen?
Yes, we will do that, sir. We will do that quickly.
Okay, so while I await the right to share my screen, I will just give a brief overview on why I believe this session is very important, why I came up with the need for this session. So I joined DEN Africa about a year ago, and it's my duty to create awareness about surge and lightning protection. So I have been to different companies, please hold on. Okay, so I've been to different companies, and in my conversation with them on what lightning and surge protection they use, I realized that surge and lightning protection is not something that is very big in this side of the world. Please permit me, I'm trying to, okay. Or apart from the fact that it is not very big, the right processes are not well known. And so I invited my manager to Nigeria. He will be coming in next month. But before he comes, I wanted to have an opportunity to do a quick overview of what surge and lightning is and get your feedback. My reason for doing this or for giving this intro is because I want this session to be as interactive as possible. It's just 15 minutes, yes, I'm going to try and rush over everything, but please, do you have any questions regarding surge and lightning protection? Please feel free to drop them in the comments. I will answer as much as I can, and for those questions I cannot answer, we can take them off this call. I would get the feedback and probably share an email with Engineer Kimbubuye, and he will share with you all. So I will just quickly go right into the slide. Fundamentals of lightning and surge. Fundamentals of lightning and surge risk mitigation in engineering system is what we are going to be looking at today. But before I go into that, let me quickly just do an overview of what my company is all about. So DEN Africa is a wholly owned subsidiary of DEN SC. DEN SC is a German company, and we are into surge and lightning protection. We have been in surge and lightning protection for over 115 years. This statistics was taken last year, so it's actually 116 years this year. So for a company that has been into surge and lightning protection alone for over 100 years, I want to believe that we have a right to, we are an authority when it comes to surge and lightning protection. Some of the certificates and approvals that back our solutions include the IEC, DECRA, ATEX, and all the other international certifications that you can see on the screen right now. So let's jump into it. What is lightning? We are mostly engineers on this call. I want to believe that I'm probably the only non-engineer here. So you all have an idea of what lightning is and how it can affect our structures, our buildings, but we'll just give a basic explanation of what lightning is. It's simply a natural atmospheric electrical discharge where there are different levels of charges in the air or in the cloud, and then either in the cloud, between clouds, or clouds and ground, and then there is a spark. Now, this strike occurs when nature tries, the charges are too big, so nature wants to try to balance it out, and that's where the clash occurs. So you see a negative charge in the air, and then it's paralleling the one on the ground, and then that's how do I explain it? That activity forms a channel for the energy in the air to strike the one on the ground, and that is where you see the whole lightning flash, and then the sound that you hear, the thunder, is still the magnitude of that singular line of that thing called lightning, the amount of damage it can do. That's where you hear that thunder strike. Now, lightning does not need the tallest object when it wants to strike, no. Contrary to what we have been made to believe over time, when lightning wants to strike, it strikes the tallest buildings, or it strikes the trees, or it strikes, no, that is not really how it works. Lightning strikes the best place that it finds reception. Lightning always tries to find its way into the ground. So the nearest place that it finds reception, the place that it has the most opportunity to go into the ground, the place that has low what's the word now? Low obstruction to the lightning to the ground, that is where the lightning will strike. Now, when it comes to lightning protection, I'm not going to go over why we need to protect against lightning, because we all know that lightning damages infrastructure. It is responsible for over 20% of deaths in the world. We don't have statistics in Nigeria, and that is why I did not put that here, of the damages lightning cause. We are too far behind when it comes to data taken in Nigeria. But then we have been able to record several companies that have had issues with lightning striking their data systems, striking their infrastructure, causing harm to members of staff. We have had animals in farms that have been struck by lightning and all. Although we don't have concrete data or consolidated data, that is why I didn't put it in this slide, but we all know lightning is dangerous and we need to protect against the damages that it can cause. So what are the different systems of lightning protection? We have the conventional lightning protection system, which is a Franklin rod. This is the most universally accepted protection system that has to do with the air termination rod. We have the Faraday cage. This is like a step up of the Franklin method, where you have, instead of just one rod, you have several rods. So that's why you see the word mesh there. So there are different rods, and this system is to enable the lightning flow into different regions while it is going into the ground. In that way, you are reducing the impact of that lightning strike. We have the early streamer. We have the charge transfer, which is a dissipation system. We have the internal lightning protection, where surge protection comes in. And then we have the lightning protection zone. For my company, what we believe, the concept that backs our solution is the lightning protection zone. What is the lightning protection zone? It is a structured system-based hybrid approach to protecting buildings. Now, it's hybrid because it is not just taking only one solution and saying this one can do everything. No. Now, I will go back a step so that you can see the different protection systems. For then, our solution is backed up by a combination of, you see the conventional lightning protection system, the Faraday cage protection system, and the internal lightning protection system. Those three systems are what back up our solution. And how does that work? So the lightning protection zone integrates external lightning protection, which is where the Faraday cage and the conventional system come in, where you install air termination rod. I don't know if you can see my screen, the diagram on my screen where you have the air termination systems. So these systems are to intercept the lightning as it's coming down. And then you have the earthing. So the external lightning protection has to do with the air termination. And then the conductors, where down conductor system that channels the lightning that has been captured by the air termination and is channeling it to the ground. And then we have the earthing, we have the equipotential bonding, shielding, and surge protection into one coordinated system. So as opposed to these other systems that are all focused on one particular thing, one is focusing on only external lightning, the other one is focusing on just internal protection. The lightning protection zone system captures all and ensures that there is a holistic solution to your lightning challenge. Now, this lightning protection zone system, what does it do? First off, we do a survey, we do a risk assessment to ensure, to confirm firstly, do you even need lightning protection? How susceptible are you to lightning strikes? Now, if you are susceptible to lightning strike, what level of protection do you need? That is what the LPZ, that's where it even starts from. Firstly, the risk assessment. And then how much of lightning protection do you need? And let's say your facility is a big one. Where is more likely to be hit by lightning and where is less likely to be hit by lightning? And then how do we protect everything to ensure that no matter how high the lightning is or how small or whatever it is, it doesn't damage it doesn't damage your equipment, it doesn't cause injury to life, it doesn't cause loss of life. And that is what the LPZ stands for. So it combines external protection, equipotential bonding, coordinates surge protection devices, and ensures that both internally and externally, your appliances, your buildings, your companies, whatever it is, they are all protected. So at the end of the day, you have an end-to-end protection system, and as opposed to just probably protecting just the external or protecting just the internal. Now, how does LPZ differ from other systems? Number one, the design philosophy. For LPZ, as I said earlier, is risk-based. How susceptible are you to this lightning? And then what level of lightning protection is needed at what stage? What area of your building should go for the earth rod? What type of, so I'm not going to go too deep into this because I do not have time. But as I explained earlier, my manager will be in country sometime next month. And then we can have, I'm hopeful I'll be able to reach out to Engineer Akin Boboye again so that we can invite you to a seminar that we'll be holding on lightning protection. And I mentioned this because if I'm going to talk about the zone system, I'm going to have to go into the different types of risk levels that we have. We have the LP1, LP2, LP3, LP4. LP1 is the highest, like you are very, very susceptible to lightning protection. And this is mostly found when it comes to oil and gas regions, your tank farms, they are very highly susceptible. And then it goes lower. There's the LP2, LP3, and then the LP4 where it's just minimal. You are still susceptible, but it's not going to be frequent and the damage may not be too much. So what do you need? We'll just have something that will do a rolling sphere. I can't really go into that now because it's going to take time. And then other systems are mostly component-based. So they protect a particular component or they protect a particular segment. It's not holistic. And then when it comes to standard appliance, our system, the LPZ, is IEC certified. So all our solutions are guided by the IEC 62305. While other systems may have the backing of the IEC or may not have the backing of the IEC. Now, what's the scope of our protection? We protect both the structure and the electronics. Most systems protect just the structure. So they protect the house or they protect the building. But then what about your data systems? What about your boards, your panel builders? What about your panels rather? What about those? If you are protecting just the structure, then at the end of the day, you are still susceptible to lightning strike or lightning damage when your data systems are not protected. You can lose data when your lightning systems are struck. And then surge coordination, as I explained earlier, we are integrating both external and internal protection. So our solution is fully integrated. For other systems, they kind of like totally just ignore surge coordination. As far as they are concerned, when it comes to lightning protection, just protect the building. Then probably forget about the sort. And then system reliability. We have been in business for over 100 years, so I can tell you for a fact that the LPZ approach is proven and is tested. For other systems, probably they are mostly market-driven claims, no backing, no proof. So it's mostly just out there. I had the opportunity to engage someone in a company recently who was using another approach from the one that we use. And I asked one question: what is the backing? What standard does this system you're using? What standard does it follow? And there was no answer to that. Now, so I'm going to talk about them now as a company. What services do we offer? As I mentioned earlier, there is the risk assessment that is needed for you to even know what level of lightning protection you need. So we offer risk protection, seminars, we do site assessment, earthing design, simulations, and we do test center system and product testing as well. So our services, as I mentioned earlier, include the lightning risk assessment, detailed lightning protection system. This then tells you what level of protection you need. Is it a level 1, level 2, 3, or 4? Now, if you look by the right, you see a diagram that has a structure and then something like a blanket all over it. This is the system that we use. It's called the rolling sphere. So we throw a blanket over the 3D simulation of your structure, and then we roll a sphere over it, knowing by then we would have known the size of your structure. We have all the dimensions, and then knowing what the size and everything, we roll a sphere over it. Whatever point that sphere touches gives us an incline of how susceptible or where lightning is likely to strike around that structure. And so we protect all those points. So at the end of the day, after the protection is done, when you then throw back the blanket, you see that every part of your structure is covered by that blanket, showing that your structure has a blanket covering against lightning. So lightning will strike, yes, but it is going to land on that blanket, and the blanket is covering your structure, so which means there is no lightning strike damage to your facility. Now, let me point one thing out here. There's no scientific proof that you can divert lightning. There is no scientific proof that you can stop lightning. Lightning will strike. When it gets the magnets to come down, it will come down and it will find its way into the ground. It doesn't matter the channel it attaches itself to. The safest thing that can be done is to channel the lightning and not allow it to have its way and cause damage. And that is what the LPZ does. So you capture it using the air termination rod. Your down conductors are already there to provide a safe channel for the lightning to find its way into the ground. And then your earthing system, if done right, capture this and dissipates the lightning into the ground, and your structure is safe. We also do site assessments, we do soil resistivity tests, we do safety earthquake design, and then we do arc fault protection. This is where it comes to your board itself, especially when you are at risk of arc fault. We offer protection against arc fault. So our solutions, as I have mentioned before, we do lightning protection and earthing. So you can see diagrams of some of our air termination rods. We have such protection that protects not only your devices, but also your communication systems. So we have the such protection for the AC and the DC side. Of course, in Nigeria, we operate the TTS system. So you can see we have such protection for all types of system, and even for the system we operate, the earthing configuration system we operate here in Nigeria, which is a 3-phase and neutral. And then we also have safety equipment where we have your helmet, you have your overall kit, everything that has to do with safety, voltage regulator, voltage identifier, whatever it is that has to do, your voltage detectors, anything that has to do with protecting you when it comes to safety equipment, we also provide that. Reference projects that we have done in Nigeria, we did the lightning protection for Neso Water Factory in Abaji, Abuja, the Ibadan Oyo breweries. Solution was used for Nigerian breweries, and all LG data centers in Lagos. All of them are all protected using DEN products, are all protected using the lightning protection zone system. Then these are projects that we have done outside Nigeria. This is in South Africa, Sasol. We did this in DRC Congo. We did this in South Africa as well. So that brings me to the end of the slide. But one thing I want us to take away from this session is lightning cannot be stopped. Lightning cannot be, it can't be stopped. You can't chase it away. You can't divert it to another building. You have to protect your building and protect it the right way, protect it holistically. And that is the essence for this session. Because of the time that the short time that we have, I'm going to, as I said earlier, we're going to be having a full day technical session when my manager is in country. I'm going to share the invite with Engineer Kibuye so he can share with all of you. I'm hopeful that it's something that you would all be interested in, because as much as we might not, may all not be electrical engineers, but we all live in houses, we all work in companies, we all go on the road. As long as you are beneath the sky, you are susceptible to lightning. So we all need this information. We all need this training. I'm going to stop here and ask if there is any question. Does anybody have any question, please? Any question, please?
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Chika. Please, you can use the emoji to appreciate her. She has done wonderfully well and has done a justice to this particular lecture for today. So at this moment, we would like to welcome questions, contributions from our members. Please, seeing Engineer Oluwalana, please, you can mute yourself and speak, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Nice to thank you, presenter. Madam Chika, you have done it. My question is in the direction of the classes of lightning. Please, can you just say a little about the classes, like class 1, class 2, class 3, and where they apply of lightning protection system? Thank you.
When you say classes, you mean the lightning protection risks, the level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 I mentioned?
Yes.
And okay, all right. So as I tried to explain, I'm going to try and do that as quickly as possible. There are areas that are very prone to lightning. I think I'm frozen. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, you're audible.
There are areas that are very prone to lightning. For us here in Lagos, we have high risk of lightning, but those in the south have higher risk. So most times when we're doing our lightning protection, we first of all use the geographical data to confirm this particular area, how susceptible are they to lightning. So you would see that most people, most regions, or most facilities in the south, or even in Lagos, but close to the waterline areas, they are mostly susceptible to lightning, and so we attach the level 1 protection to them. Also, when it comes to lightning, when it comes to the oil and gas sector, anything that has to do with metal is a very, very high conductor when it comes to electricity. And then there is the oil part. Anything that has to do with oil and gas, we mostly assign level 1 to them, because if lightning strikes, so not only are we assigning level 1 to places that are very susceptible to lightning, level 1 is also assigned to areas that if lightning strikes, the damage is mostly catastrophic. So you will see that most oil and gas companies, most tank farms, they would want to go for the level 1 protection. So level 1 protection is assigned to those that are susceptible to lightning. And then if lightning strikes, the damage is very catastrophic. And then there is a level 2 where you are not as susceptible to lightning as the level 1, but you are still susceptible to lightning. So at this point, the level of protection that you need will not be as high as a level 1 would need. And then there is level 3, not as high as level 2, but then still susceptible. And then there's level 4. So level 4 would be for those that, of course, they are still susceptible to lightning, but if lightning strikes, it may actually not cause as much damage, probably because the lightning doesn't really strike much in that area, or the area is probably just a warehouse that really has nothing and there's really no damage. It doesn't mean you will not protect it, because it's not fine, there is really no body inside, or maybe the materials inside are not too expensive, but whether you like it or not, for you to have gotten a warehouse where it's your money. So you do not want lightning striking and damaging it. So you still want to protect it. And so you have the level 4. So the level 4, you have probably 1 or 2 examination rods. We try to see how we can do a blanket as well, but not as intricate as the level 1, 2, or 3 would be. And then there is a surge protection that ensures while the lightning strike, the down conductor channels, your equipment inside the house, your distribution board, everything, they are all protected. So the level 1, 2, 3, 4 is assigned after determining the level of lightning that a place is susceptible to and the damage that can be the damage that is susceptible to happen if lightning strikes there. So I hope I've answered your question, Engineer Oluwalanu.
All right. Thank you very much for that feedback. And to add to that, I would say for each level of lightning that we're talking about, this is actually done after you've done your calculations and you see that, okay, this particular area is actually level 1 or this particular area is actually level 2. So there's a calculations that will be done to determine all those levels before you can say, oh, this environment is level 1 or this environment is level 2. So
yes,
please.
So that's where the risk assessment comes in.
Assessment is there. So I'm just trying to reiterate so that people can also get the understanding of how we come up with different levels.
All
right.
Thank
you very much. So I have another one of our header here too. Engineer Sunday Oguntunde FNSC. You can unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, thank you, the facilitator, the technical secretary.
Thank you.
Mine is just short. I'm not diminishing your lecture, but I think I'm branded in lighting arrest. I'm very, very branded in it. And I've done lighting protection in Port Harcourt, in Lagos. I must have done 250. The principal consideration is the area of coverage of the equipment you are using. Area of coverage of the equipment you are using. There are some equipment like Indelets that will take 120 meters radius. There are equipment that cannot take more than 60 meters. X6 Indelex will take 120. X4 80. X2 will not take more than 40. And there are other equipment that couldn't be mentioned. The question is this. I will not talk about that. Some people use copper, which we call spike. I don't know if you are aware of it. Spike. They call it spike. Yes, copper. I want you to let me give you this as a basic to answer my question. There is no copper that has ability to discharge electricity of not more than 800 amps. 800 amps. And the surge doesn't discharge from total lightning is times 10 of that. Why are we using copper spike instead of electronics discharge equipment? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Sunday. In a nutshell, your question, you are trying to confirm the effectiveness of copper when it comes to lightning protection. Is that it, please?
So you have been seeing it, and I want to. Nobody can use copper. You can use copper. There are areas where you use copper. There are areas where you use electronics arrest. Yeah. So I'm not condemning anything. I'm not condemning equipment. There are series of equipment. In your lecture, you are not mentioning the equipment and the capacity. There's no way you can give lecture on lighting arrestor, lighting protection, and you will not mention capacity and the equipment of capacity. So your survey, just like somebody that want to dog what do you call it? Well, that is what you call borehole. They are geotechnical survey. The same thing in electricity when you are doing arrestor. there's a survey that will tell you the capacity of equipment you are going to use. There's no way you can give a lecture of this type and you are not mentioning you are not talking about the capacity of some equipment and why you are selecting. It's not a matter of so line one consideration. No, capacity, the integrity of the equipment you are using, the area of coverage, and the maintainability, durability of the equipment you are using. I met your MD several times. He came to my office several times when I was at the street. He knows my name. If you mention him, my name to him. I was trained by Bowman Vos of Wejam, and I know what I'm talking about. I've already had a lot of argument, and I think we talk at intervals. So I just want you to understand this clearly, that a lecture of this type, go and research capacity of the equipment, area of coverage, survey to determine capacity. Thank you very much for coming to NSC Ikeja
Thank
branch.
you, Engineer Sunday. But please, before you go, I want to quickly reply. Thank you. What you have said is actually fact. When it comes to lightning and surge protection, it's not possible to do lightning and surge protection without the equipment that's used for lightning and surge protection. However, this session was to just give an overview of the fundamentals of lightning and surge protection, the different systems, and then create an awareness for the in-depth training that will be happening, in-depth seminar that will be happening next month. When you talk about copper, when you do your risk assessment, or when we do our risk assessment, it also comes with, and we do our risk assessment and then we do the LPS design, the lightning protection design. It also comes with a BOQ. And what does this BOQ entail? Based on the lightning protection design that we have done, we then know the kind of materials that should be used for particular areas and particular lightning protection zones. So you would see for our BOQ, now you mentioned you have met my manager. I'm not quite certain if you're referring to Den. Are you talking about Den or which brand are you referring to when you said you've met my manager, please?
Then manager at Yaba also. I think the office was around that side. I normally send my secretary to go and meet him. He came to my office one of the days to come and present one of the people to me at Tonodi Street. When I was at 26 Tonodi Street, he came to my office around 20.
It's possible there is a mix-up somewhere because Den is not in Nigeria.
No problem, sir. No problem, madam.
Okay. Den is actually a German company, and we have a subsidiary in South Africa.
What I'm telling you, it's a German company, and I was trained by Bowman Vos. He knew my company. He knew about my training.
Okay, I'll try and reach out to you. If it's possible for you to drop your number so that we can actually talk after this call. I want to know what transpired in that conversation. But then our solution
take my number from the branch. Take my number from the branch.
Okay. I will do that. Our solution doesn't just deal with copper. There's also galvanized steel. There is stainless steel. But our end solution we are offering will be based on what the lightning protection designers told us or has informed us that will be needed for your location. So we cannot just give you copper if copper will not be conducive, if copper will not be the right solution. I hope that answers the question, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a comment. My hand is up. Can I go ahead?
Yes.
You have the floor.
Oh, thank you very much. I want to appreciate the speaker of this session.
Thank you,
it just goes to show that looking at the background, educational background of the speaker, she had nothing to do with electronics or electrical system and all that. But again, you can see how she's been able to develop herself from the degree that she acquired, which is quite different, that has nothing to do with electricity or electrical something. So this is an eye-opener to young people, that they should not box themselves into a corner to say that somebody read classic. I give a typical example. Some years ago, when I was chairman of Ikeja branch, we went to on a visit to Obafemi Awolowo University, and there was this professor of computer science. He was telling us a story about a lady who read classic. For 3-4 years, she didn't get a job. And then the prof met her and said, look, why are you wasting your time? Why don't you do a course in computer science? In fact, computer was just coming up then. And lo and behold, she went to do a course in computer science. And within a year, she got employed as a computer specialist with World Health Organization. That's a United Nations agency. So it just goes to show that your first degree really does not matter. It's what you put to the first degree or what you want to achieve in life that really matters. So I want to congratulate and appreciate the guest speaker for being there. That she spoke more than some of us who are engineers as far as electrical system and lighting is concerned. But one question I want to ask, what lighting system does an aircraft use? For instance, an aircraft is flying in the air, and then there's lightning striking all over the place, and yet it doesn't affect the aircraft. So can you educate us on what type of lighting system an aircraft, for instance, uses? Thank you very much. That's my simple comment and question.
That is a question I've also asked myself, and when I asked my manager, he said I should be in the session on next month, and he will answer that question. So, sir, please, I will appeal to you. When we fix the date and the venue for the session, I will reach out to you. Please, just I don't want it to be like it's me that is asking again, because it's actually a very mind-boggling question. If you're telling me to protect what is on ground, what about the one that is flying in the air? I mean, that is the most susceptible to lightning. And he said I should come for the session. So I will be at the session and I will ask this question.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Engineer
Thank you very
Francis.
much. We'll be taking the, okay, I think that is all for today. We will not be having any further question. So we want to go directly to presentation of certificates to our guest speaker for the day. And we also call on Engineer Francis Oguamana, FNSC, the fourth chairman of NSC Ikeja branch, to help us in the certificate presentation to our guest speaker for today, Ms. Shika.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. We can have the first.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm supposed to present a virtual certificate to the guest speaker, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, because the network here is really very bad. And so I want to thank the chairman, members of the Ikeja branch who have come online to participate at this meeting. I think it's a well-taken topic that we really gained a lot from the experience that she shared, except that she refused to answer my question on aircraft lightning system. She's interested in the one that is on the ground. But safety is also important in every, whether in the sky or on the ground. And so we want to thank you, Ms. Chika Onyaga, for this occasion, for finding time to be able to talk to us on the lighting system, and for giving us an insight into what it is, and for us to be able to take the necessary care and store lighting systems in our homes, in our structures, and everywhere. And so on behalf of the chairman, the executive and members of our great branch, I want to present to you this certificate on this day, 7th of May, 2026, for a well-presented talk on lighting system. Congratulations, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very, very much, Engineer Francis, and thank you, Chairman. Thank you to all of you on this call. I really appreciate it. I received this with so much thanks in my heart. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate each and every one of us for staying to listen to the lecture and for our contribution, our questions. This actually means a lot to us. Thank you, and we look forward to other engagement on our technical section and also our other technical webinar that we'll be having. Thank you very much. God bless you. And Chairman, you can take the floor.
Yeah, thank you once again, Chika. That's well appreciated. And thank you, Engineer Okwaman and Engineer Oguntunde for the robust contribution. Thanks everyone for being here. I see Engineer Wasiu Adeyemi's hand up. You can unmute and speak, sir.
Okay, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for this session, Madam Chika. Just to make a little contribution to the question regarding the aircraft. I believe from my own perspective or my own understanding, an aircraft is in the air and there is apparently no potential difference. You know, when there is lightning strike, lightning always look for the shortest path to the earth. And knowing fully well that aircraft is in the air, there is no any connection to the earth. So there's no potential difference there. So every part of the aircraft should be on the same potential. So I believe for aircraft, what we'll be looking at should be issue of surge protection, switching surges as a result of the lightning. But for the aircraft, I believe there shouldn't be any need for air termination system or any other lightning protection system. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that took us to the basis of a lightning system. But like Chika said, that we should come to a session to unlearn and relearn and expand our horizon. So we expect the details of the session to be shared and we circulate it to all. Engineer Fashola is also sharing something. He said there is aircraft lighting protection designed into the aircraft. So you can you can click on the link. He has gotten that for us. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for the robust contribution. I'll move on to the next agenda, which is finance. The financial secretary, you have the floor to tell us the income and expenditure for the month of April. FS.
Good evening, my chairman. Good evening, elders of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Ikeja branch, the fellows in the house, and the fellow ESCO in the house, and the young engineers. Please allow me to stand on the well-established protocol. In our account as of today, in our First Bank account, we are having 1,550,382 naira 87 kobo. Then we have in our Access Bank 1,102,544 naira 54 kobo. During the past month, between the last meeting and today's meeting, according to there was suggestion as to not leaving our funds to lie fallow if the usage is not around the corner. And we made an investment of 6 million naira into this thing, so that for a period of 3 months. So, and if part of the ongoing the ongoing project is what the chairman has announced to the house, that is the hall that is under renovation as regards the walls and the tiling plus the toilets So, and that is what we are having as at now. Then on the portal, our portal is effective and it is working. If any, and that is why we put it on the meeting link, that to pay for a fast payment, we can explore the portal. Our meeting with our meeting with the vendor, we have to let the status quo remain as what was the contract with the past at the maiden contract, so that when they finish it and put the training across to the selected people, the officials who are in charge of it, so that they can come along during the MGM to sensitize members on how to use it. If there is anybody is human friendly, and if there is any hitch, or if there is any question or any challenge, we are there to attend to it. So that is what we are having. As at today, our portal is working. That is it. And on the audited account, we are working assiduously on the audited account now, so that we go quarter by quarter, the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter, so that by the end of the fourth quarter, to audit our account will not be there will be no hitch. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, everybody on the call.
All right. Thank you very much, the Financial Secretary. I will leave the floor for comments again before moving on to the next agenda. All right. In the absence of none, I'll move on to the next agenda, which is correspondences from this. AGS, any correspondence? Did we receive any correspondence?
Thank you, my chairman. After the time I got the information that my secretary will not be available, I didn't have information concerning any correspondence. So as it is now, there is no correspondence. Pending the time the secretary will be available, my chairman.
Right. Okay, thank you. I've also asked the secretariat. We don't have any correspondence that came in. The next thing is AOB. So the floor is open. AOB. Yes, sir. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, thank you, Chairman and fellow engineers in the House. I also want to remind us that the last time you promised us that you are pursuing the issue of the CFO and land use charge for our property at the Ikeja branch. I want you to sustain the effort to ensure that at the end of the day, we are able to get all the necessary documents. The AGM is coming very close, and then the engineering year is ending in June. Mr. Chairman, I don't think we want you to be overwhelmed this time around, particularly last year when we submitted our documents for group dynamics late. I mean, that was a lesson. It has never happened in the history of the branch. And so, Chairman, I want you to be able to set up a committee that will work towards it, so that the whole work is not left for you alone. Because at the end of the day, I heard how much you suffered last year to be able to get these documents, but it's because you were working alone. So I would suggest that we have a committee, you set up a committee immediately to look into what we are going to present as documents for the group dynamics. The members of the committee will have to look at it, ensure that all that is required of us are gotten into it, and then at the end of the day, we ensure that we cross the T's and dot the I's, and then be able to present a formidable documents for the group dynamics this year. I'm looking forward that we'll be able to make a good outing this year, far more than other years. Because when you look at what was achieved last year, it was great. And I felt so bad that at the end of the day, just because of one error or another, we were not able to present something. So please, Chairman, I want you to ensure that this year we are not left out in the group dynamics. Form a committee that will look into it so that it will be a joint something. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So I appreciate your feedback and concern. Number one, the chairman can never work alone. We have expos and we have standing committee. All the committees I inherited are what I'm working with. I only expanded to create secretariat champion to support the secretariats and bring the young engineers on board too to support us, so that the young engineers are part of it. So what was done is we have secretariat champions. We also have the kinematics committee headed by the general secretary. So I've never worked alone and I've never done that alone. I only surveyed the situation when we couldn't get anything done. When I didn't receive anything. I only surveyed the situation and put together a report. That's why it was reported at the AGM that we submitted something. There was no way I could have been able to cut myself into putting all those reports together. But the committee is there. In fact, 2 committees. The secretariat champion consists of all the secretaries in the branch. The aim is to ensure that at every point in time, if one of them is not available, the other will be able to step in. And the young ones will also be able to learn, because the young one will eventually be chairman one day. So similarly to all committees, the financial officer of the year fund is in the financial committee. The technical committee of the year fund is in the technical secretary. So we are grooming them and they are all part of it. They are in the committee. It's the committee that did not put together. So putting it together alone was an effort to, put us in a good light. It could have been worse. We could have not submit at all. So that's on that. So the committee, I believe they've started working. We have monthly general reports, which I believe will be cascaded. Then on my own part, I've also been taking the reports to HQ to submit, because I won't want our efforts again to go down the drain. Then the vice chairman also circulated message around for reports to be submitted. So I'm optimistic that this year will be an exception. We won't have a repeat of what happened last year. But once again, apologies to everyone. It was really a big shame, and I can tell you, I was really very, very ill, because aside the fact that I put my all, we had a very good time last year, and then it just didn't turn out great. So just one of those things, and I thank all members and leaders for their understanding. So committee, please, a reminder again, and we also want to say from next month, let's be having a presentation of what has been done so far. Thank you very much, Sam. So under AOB.
Sorry, Chairman, I want to also remind us that we have to put a deadline to say, okay, if the engineering year is supposed to end in June, and then by July, end of July or something, we are supposed to submit our reports. Let us have a timeline, a deadline to say that by middle of July, all documents should be ready for preparation towards submission for the group dynamic. We have to put a deadline on this thing for the preparation of documents. It should not be an open-ended thing. So there must be a timeline, a deadline for getting all the documents together, and then we'll be sure that these documents are ready for submission. Thank you. That's my additional comment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, sir. So we keep it at middle of July. I think that's a fair date. We will have been preparing towards the AGM as well. All those reports also go into our AGM report. So we'll put it at July, middle of July, July 15th. And we keep following up every month to ensure that we have that. Then you also asked about the C of O. So Engineer Remeko, please, if you're on the call, you can speak to this. All the documents that were handed over to me, we've made copies of each one and sent to office, the Executive Secretary Office of Lands. Engineer Remeko works in Lagos State and he graciously accepts to also chair the committee. So there is a group, there is a committee group, engineer, the 12 branch chairman is there, myself, the General Secretary, Engineer Remeko as the past General Secretary of the branch, and some other people that if you will also help us in the ministry, they are there. So we made the submission to Lands and are waiting their feedback, but we still spoke. Earlier today, I called him, he said he's on this. So if he's on the call, he can just unmute and put a word to that. Then the land use charge, at the last ESCO meeting also, we've agreed that we'll start offsetting part of it. So as soon as we have some fund, aside the one that we've gone to invest, we'll start making payments. It's about $1 million plus. So we'll we offset a part of it. Thank you. So I have 3 hands up. Because of time, we want us to make it very brief. Starting with Engineer Akino, you have the floor.
Yeah. Good evening, my chairman and distinguished members. What I want to bring to our notice is the 34th Current Engineering Assembly, which is coming up on the 13th of July, 13th to 15th of July this year. And the early bird registration will end by the 31st of this month. So there is also opportunity for companies to exhibit and also to partner in the sponsorship of the Engineering Assembly. So that is what I just want to bring to our notice. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. That is well noted. You can please share. I know there are flyers already, and we are already also receiving the mail. Whatever information you can also share on our real platform, please go ahead and do so. Engineer McGregor, sir, you have your hand up. Engineer Mike, yes, you can unmute, sir. Okay, engineer.
I'm trying to unmute. I've already
Okay.
unmuted. What I want to thank you very much, Madam Chairman.
Yes, sir.
And, well done, all colleagues in the House. What I want to remind you as my chairman is that coming to our rescue concerning the clothes we booked at the last conference. I paid and nothing has been had. I discussed with the vice chairman, up till now nothing has been had. Please assist us to make sure that we hear something from them. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So at the last meeting, we reported that the vendor couldn't get our green. I mean, the kind of texture that we've approved that I couldn't get it. And he said initially that we should make it a significant number so that I can buy a lot. So we only booked the names that we came from the conference, and we later now added some and try to make it 50. He said 50 will be a good number so that I can buy the fabric in bulk, maintain the same color, the same texture for everyone, and also be able to keep it at the price we agree initially, which still remain. So I give you 101% assurance that you will get your shirts in this month of April. I give you the assurance that you'll get it, because I was initially targeting that it must come today so that we can announce for people to pick it. But we've been trying to reach him, it's not reachable. But he's on course. You're going to get it. The fact is that we also changed vendor. The initial vendor that couldn't deliver due to logistics, we changed the vendor. We changed also the color. White was eventually produced, and we said that's not our color. So we now have that one that was advertised in a color combination with white, and I give you 101% assurance that you get your shirts, good quality, what we've said you get, not the white one. And if you still want the white one, it's still available, because that was produced. So no worries, sir. Engineer Olalekan Olabode, FNSC.
Thank you, my distinguished chairman and all elders of the branch, fellows in the house, past chairmen on this call. I just want to reiterate what the past chairman, Engineer Francis Ogwamana, FNSC, had raised. Yes, once upon a time, when we try to see what are the areas, or what areas we haven't fulfilled for us to take back our rightful position as number one branch, during the group dynamics, we identified packaging as a key point, that the way we package our submission is very key to us. So even though there are committees that are to, do all this report, I still don't want us to jettison his suggestion. There could still be a standing committee that will vet and be able to package. You understand? Be able to package properly, because we saw what happened to other branches that took the lead. The packaging is key to us. So why those committees which you have told us are working, but there's still nothing bad that whatever they have compiled together, let's have a standing committee that sees that, that oversees what they are doing as a final collation for submission. That is one. Then number two, the last conference we went to, aside that we couldn't even pick anything, I think the organization still has some little hiccups that we shouldn't experience going forward. And I used to understand that there used to be a committee, that will go ahead and ensure, in terms of hotel accommodation, in terms of what we are going to put on. It's just this is the only one that went to, and I couldn't identify myself per se as a member of the Ikeja branch, because the tradition, we have actually drifted totally from it. And thank God you had explained to us what has happened. So for us not to have a repeat of what had happened before, so I will still want us to check very well. Normally by now, we should be able to see samples of what we want to put on. The last conference, we never got anything until towards the tail end, and that was why they couldn't perform as they should have performed. So I'm still saying that we can still align our thoughts with the past chairman his suggestion and also look back to the committee that are going to organize or see to the welfare of members in this forthcoming conference. Once again, I want to appreciate you doing a good job. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I probably want to call the vice chairman who handled the uniform. So the idea is for us not to have Ankara but for us to have a shirt that we can wear after the conference instead of repeating Ankara. And they started not towards the conference. So maybe you might want to shed light on it. I know they had challenge of trying to put things on it and all of that. Vice Chairman, you were still on the call. You might want to say a little about what happened last year, why we ended up with white shirts and why it was delayed. Vice Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much, my chairman. Thank you very much. Let me stand on the well-established protocol. We are sorry, like I said in my report of the 20th International Engineering Conference, we had some challenges, no doubt about that. The issue is that we do not want to use the same kind of Ankara that we've been using years and years, year after year. Our intention is to come up with a shirt that we can use even after the program, after the conference. So that was why we had the intention of coming up with that white shirt. But along the process, we had some challenges, which actually, few days to the conference, that was when some of the materials were actually brought to the conference, and we realized that it didn't meet our expectations. So instead of going forward, that was why we just had to ask some people to pick up the little few ones that were available, and then we withdraw it to actually come up with this new strategy of having the whole shirt change. So this is the challenge. We acknowledge the challenges we've actually experienced last year, and we have drawn our lesson learned from that so that we don't have a repeat of it. With respect to accommodation, yes, the engineer Laliko is right by saying that we should have carried out a recognized survey by actually going there. We have some of our team members that actually went, not once, twice, but you agree with me that having the conference in Ibadan, Southwest, has actually given us a kind of a challenge because we have the participants that attended the conference are so much, and it's now a big challenge for us in getting accommodation. So that was why we had to actually take advantage of the one that we have seen immediately. But we realized that when we now got there on the conference day, there has been some little challenge which we are trying to fix up with the management of the hotels. But in overall, I can say that there won't be a repeat of such in the subsequent one, although the next one is going to be in Maiduguri, which is obviously we might not be able to send somebody across, but of course we have a branch over there who can liaise with respect to some of those logistics, accommodation, and the likes. But I can assure us that we have documented the challenges. We have documented the strategies that we need to adopt and then ensure that there won't be a repeat of some of those challenges we experienced in the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair. Thank you, Engineer Olabode. Then you mentioned the committee that will oversee and packaging. So the packaging, yes, is very important, and we'll leverage on the packaging we used when we came third in the 2 years ago or last year. Yeah, 2 years ago. Then we will also have some of our senior colleagues to also take a look at it. And I know what was helpful then was the fact that we're bringing it to meeting and there were comments and suggestions to that. So I already said that we will need to, from next meeting, we'll need to start taking a look at it beyond the monthly reports, how it has been segmented into the various program and printing it and delivering it on time. So that is well taken and well noted. Thank you. That's all for AOB. We go to birthday celebration. sorry, new members. If you are just joining the NSC Ikeja branch, you can raise your hand or mute and introduce yourself. Your background, your current engagements, and maybe your membership cadre, because there are some members that are moving to Lagos and joining the Ikeja branch. So they're not new in NSC, but they're new in the branch. So new members. All right. It seems we don't have any. Let's celebrate our Mayborn. I start with Engineer Babajide Ajanoku, the chairman, Business Luncheon Planning Committee. Today is his birthday, and I say very big congratulations to you. May God bless your new age. Happy birthday and congratulations. There are some others technical. Please, can you share the screen? All right. So to all our celebrants, including FS, the young engineers, and everyone celebrating today, we wish you a very happy birthday, long life and prosperity. We can just chorus a birthday song for them. 1, 2, go. We can unmute.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. We wish you
Lord
many
bless
happy
you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Birthday, man. May the
Amen.
good Lord bless you. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Shofolahon Oluwadara, you have your hand up.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much for having me, Mr. Chairman. My name is Shofola Oluwadara. I'm joining the association for the first time. I work with Lekki Gardens Estate Limited. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm actually my 3rd year working with them in mechanical engineering, building services. So I'm glad to be other engineers in Ikeja branch of Nigeria Society of Engineers. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We are honored to, and we look forward to seeing you at our subsequent events. Mechanical engineer, okay. You won't need to participate at the Midas training. Maybe the business luncheon at Radisson Blu. Thank you and welcome. Oyeni Itayo.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, my chairman, and good evening to all members on the call. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, you are clear. You are loud and audible.
All right, thank you so much. I wouldn't know if it's okay for me to say that this is my first time, but I've been part of these sessions like once or twice. So, but I guess this is the first opportunity I'm having to really get to introduce myself. So I joined Ikeja branch last year, and I've been a paying member too. I got my MNSC last year, October or thereabouts. I work with Ikeja Electric. Even though I'm an electrical engineer, but I practice more as a commercial person. I'm one of the commercial managers in Ikeja Electric. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be here. Appreciating all the Ikeja Electric staff that our member, starting with Shewa, who came to our aid when we needed to fix the lights at the secretariat. And you know, some of them that are not even under our district, each time we reach out to them, they give us advice and also give us referral. So welcome on board, and we look forward to also leveraging on your being a staff there. Thank you very much. So I think we've exhausted. I forgot to announce that we are also planning international tour to Greece and sorry, 1 minute. Engineer Debo, I leave you on the call. You can please make that announcement. That has not been circulated, but we're planning education tour to Athens and to Greece and Turkey between the months of July 19th to July 28th. It's a 8-day tour. So once it is firmed up, it will be circulated. Thank you. And that will be all for today. So just before we go, once again, I really want to appreciate each and every one of us that stayed from the beginning of the meeting till this time. Thank you for your robust contribution. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your continued support. It means a lot to us as ESCO, for us to put out program and you participate, you support us financially, you support us with advice, you support us with connection. Thank you very much for all you do, and we look forward to your continued collaboration, and we will continue to put forward our best to sustain the legacy of NSC Ikeja branch to be the branch to beat. I wish us a very good evening, the very best of the weekend that we are all anxiously looking forward to, and to continue to host us at our upcoming events. Midas is coming up next week. The business luncheon is on the 20th, and we look forward to hosting you. Thank you, and I'll call for the adjournment of this meeting. Can someone move the motion for the adjournment of the meeting? Adjournment of meeting. All right, Engineer Gabriel Uyola.
Thank you, Chairman. I, Engineer Gabriel, move for the adjournment of the May general meeting to next month. Thank you.
Seconder. A seconder, please.
I, Engineer Babajide Ajanoku, hereby seconded the motion for the adjournment of the meeting till
Engineer Ajanoku, let me, sorry, I really called, let me call my boss. I'm honored, Engineer Kuladubaji, FNSC. We've celebrated the Engineer Ajanoku. Let me give my boss the floor.
Thank you very much. I would have said I thought,
no worries.
But I have to second. So I, Engineer Kunle Adebajo, having been emotion, but I will use the opportunity to say this has been a very useful for me. I second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I second the motion to his birthday. The next meeting will be on his birthday, and it's going to be a physical one. So on his behalf, I'm inviting everybody. And on that note, we take the closing prayer. So we take the national prayer. Technical, are you giving us, or we should just take it? Yeah, so once to go, I'll take the lead. Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen.
Amen.
Let's take the branch item. Take it on.
There is no other branch of the NSC like Ikeja branch. 32nd branch of the NSC is a branch to mark. Building a viable engineering culture dedicated to bring out the best and to nurture wide, moving over and wide, where the branch to touch. Wisdom we will lead, and discretion we will build, living known for together we will make a great nation proud, innovations and professionalism seen all around. The best of the best, second to none is the Kenya brand. Best of the best, second to none is the Kenya brand.
The branch to be. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, our chairman, the acting president. Thank you very much, sir, for being on. Engineer Akinari Akintola. Thank you, Engineer Bosu. Thank you very much, sir. And everyone, the 15th branch chairman as well, Engineer Femi John Adedotun, FNSC. Thank you very much, sir. So we can unmute and, meet and greet ourselves as official Engineer Yusuf Abdulrazak. Please, you can unmute and network.